guys, and welcome to episode 3 of our Football Manager 2021 Let's Play with Rangers on the FM21 01-02 database. The last episode, you'll see the results there. We've done the first 2 games of the season where we came from 3-1 down to get a 3-3 draw in the last few minutes against Kilmarnock. It wasn't a great start, and then we drew against Celtic. We absolutely battered them, I felt, for 90 minutes. They scored from a corner, unfortunately, if you remember right. But we figured out that big problem was the dynamics. As you see, we are slowly getting that team cohesion together. And from that, we started to kick on a little bit. We beat Hearts 3-1. Iron Robin opening a scoring before he was cancelled out with an Andy Kirk penalty. He scored a second, and then tHeMAdSCienTiSt rounded it off to give us a 3-1 win. We then played Aberdeen, a 4-1 up there, and I think we were 4-0 up, 3-0 up at one point. tHeMAdSCienTiSt hat-trick, and Iron Robin on the score sheet again, as Iron Robin showing why we signed the young man. We then played against Dundee. We had Craig Moore sent off late on, but tHeMAdSCienTiSt and Shota Avladze both on the score sheet there, continuing Flo's good form. And as you see, he continues his scoring form against Motherwell. A 5-0 win here, a hat-trick from Amoruso. All 3 were set pieces. It was literally a free kick, penalty to get Amoruso his hat-trick. I'm not going to complain in that regard. I'm pretty content with it. But he scored, Flo again scored, and Claudio Caniggia scored before we played Livingston. A 5-2 victory this time. We had Barry Ferguson sent off early on, very frustrating. It said it didn't look like a foul, but unfortunately it was 2-footed, so the appeal was rejected anyway. Iron Robin with the opening goal, tHeMAdSCienTiSt with a brace. Dan Fernandez actually got an early equaliser for them, so it was 2-1 after just 5 minutes. Taribo West got his first goal for the club before Barry Ferguson was sent off and Flo had scored again, so it was 3-1 when we were down to 10 men. Flo had managed to get another goal, Arena got another goal before Dan Fernandez got a late consolation for Livingston. Good player in real life, Dan Fernandez. Doesn't look quite so good in this game, unfortunately. I would have been very tempted to sign him. And then we played Dundee United, Arthur Newman and tHeMAdSCienTiSt both on the score sheet, giving us a 2-0 victory. The league table looks like so. tHeMAdSCienTiSt, by the way, top goal scorer with 11 goals in 8 games. We are 2 points behind Celtic. That's not surprising. We've drawn 2 games. They've only drawn 1, and that makes a difference. But we're keeping pace. I checked the league table for this real life season, and at the end of the season, I will compare the 2 tables. And this was the season where Celtic set so many Scottish records that only, I think, some of them, not all of them, only got beat last season, and one of them got beat in Brendan Rodgers' unbeaten season. That's how good Celtic were this season in real life, so we can't take them lightly. And I maybe should have checked that table before going for this, because Morton Neal had them very much ticking this season and done very, very well. But we're kicking on. We've got Caniggia sitting up there in the top assisters as well, despite not really being a regular starter for us at the moment. We do have some other transfer business to discuss. So on the outs we have Bob Malcolm, who's gone out on loan, and Bert Conterman, who has gone to Al Said as that Abu Dhabi. That's Qatar again, yes, for 400,000, rising to 500,000 now. Bert Conterman is a very good defender, but he's 30 years old. He was on a fairly big wage. I can't remember exactly how big a wage it was, but he wasn't cheap to keep around. He was kind of with West, Moore and Amoruso. Now I'm expecting bids for Amoruso at some point. It haven't materialised yet, but I am expecting bids for him to come through. He was kind of found himself the 4th choice defender, and I just couldn't justify the wages. And I seen this lad was available, so I decided to ask Bert Conterman, see what we could get for him. So we've saved £25,000 plus obviously the add-ons for Conterman, whatever those are. We've brought in Marvin Andrews, who's going to be our new sort of 4th choice centre back. Now, Marvin Andrews did sign for Rangers, I think, about 2-3 years down the line for this. He'd been about 27 when he signed in real life. But he's got decent positioning, decent tackling, good marking. He is a machine in the air, 20 bravery, 20 jumping reach, 20 heading, 20 strength. This is a guy who, when he goes up for a header, there's not many people in the game that will stop him. In real life, he was very, very similar. He was an absolute animal in the air. I remember him going up for headers, and I think there's a header that always stands out in my mind because I never understood how he got so much power on it. He jumps up for a header, it's about the halfway line, and he just powers it, and someone takes it down in the box, I think. So he's on the halfway line when he's won this header, and he's just going boom. I couldn't even do it justice. And it's just kind of going flying. It's like George Albert hit the ball with his left foot. That's how good this header was. And I can't remember if it landed at one of our players, but I just remember the distance it travelled, the speed it travelled, and thinking to myself, wow, how in the world has he done that? He was a monster in the air. But you know, he's got some issues. He's very much, you know, what you'd expect a Brentford to be looking at this year, you know, that complete moneyball style defender. Where he has stats in the right places and not many other places. But we do welcome the Trinidad and Tobago international from Livingston. Now, he's been in Scotland for, you know, at this point since '97, so this is B01. You know, so he's been here for what, 4 or 5 years now. He does have a Scottish nationality, so don't need a work permit and stuff, so that is great as well. But I'm excited. I think this, you know, take a chunk of our wage budget, because he's not on a big wage at 2.7k a week, which leaves us, you know, near enough 20 grand to spend. So that tells you how good a financial deal that is. That's going to allow us to go and spend some of that £2.2 million transfer budget and get other players in. Today is the UEFA Cup. First qualifier, we're playing Honvéd, who is a team from Hungary. Now, I don't think they've got any real players shown up. They do not, so it's all grey players, which I'm a bit iffy about recording, but I did say I would record this game. So I kind of feel like I have to. Well, I don't feel like I have to. I feel like I should. It's probably the best wording, but it's also our first track in Europe. We do have some issues in terms of registration. Homegrown rules means we couldn't register everyone because we don't have enough homegrown players in Scotland. That's kind of something that I will be looking to address going forward. Marvin Andrews does actually tick that box, so that will help us out going forward. Let's get to pitch side. Here we are playing Honvéd. It's the UEFA Cup. I was going to say Europa League. It's the UEFA Cup qualifying round. I think it's second or third or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what stage it is. I don't feel like we were in at this stage, but I could be wrong. Historically, I do remember having some European qualifiers. I remember us playing Parma about maybe a couple of years earlier than this. Was my first European game at Ibrox, and that was in the qualifiers. And what a Parma team that was. I should have never been in the qualifiers. We won though. But I've decided to give Marvin Andrews his debut. Now, we do get a full allotment of 12 subs, which is great. We can't do it. Basically, everyone that's not in the team is unregistered or injured, so we have 11 subs. Now, they've only got 5, which is still had advantage to us then, so that's fine. We've gone with Klaus, Rixon, Amaruso, Marvin Andrews, Rixon, Amaruso, Andrews, Newman, Avadze in the 10, Ferguson, and I'm sorry if you hear that next door decided to cut their grass or something. I'm sorry. There was no noise when I hit record on this. We've got Ferguson and Nerlinger in the sort of holding midfield roles. We've got Robin and Lovenkrands on the wings. Can he just been playing that left wing a little bit recently, but he is unfortunately injured. And Torrey Andrew Float leads the line. Now it's advanced forward, advanced playmaker lineup we're running with the 9 and the 10. Avaladze has been doing good in that role. I don't think it gets the best out of him, I will be honest, but I think he is still our best option in that position. It's really him, Alatape, Reina, and what's the other one's name? Ronald de Boer, who I absolutely love, I'm just forgetting his name, in that role. We do have big Marvin Andrews, as I say, making his debut. Just because I wanted to see how he got on. It's good to have a little bit of rotation, although the centre back position is probably our biggest rotated bit of team so far this season, and that's not something that I am usually an overly big fan of doing. But when we've got Treble West, Marvin Andrews now, although Marvin Andrews will be the first out of the West Moor Amaruso contingent to play, I think. Did Conman play a game? This is only one leg, and we're 1-0 down to some team from Hungary. Not good, boys. Not good. Demand more. We've started well as well. When you look at the stats, this will be Amaruso. Come on, big ammo. Bang! Ammo showing why he scored a hat-trick a couple of games ago. It was 2 free kicks, kind of like that, and then the penalty, as I said. But that was a quality free kick from Big Amo. The big Italian tucking us away and getting us back on terms. We just need to go and show this dominance now. We do have some issues in the squad. Newman and Rickson both been subject to bids from abroad. None are really at a level that I go, I'm even considering it. But unfortunately one of them, for Newman in particular, was Real Madrid. And obviously he's been a bit upset about me turning that bit down. It was well below his value. And the ones for Rickson, I think, were, they were all Spanish or Dutch League again. Barry, you've got to pass that. I don't care that you've scored. You have to pass that, mate. I don't know who was alongside you, but they had an absolute tap-in. But good goal, buddy. Good goal, good run. Do you know what? I'm going to let you off because you scored. But if you didn't score, I'd have been absolutely raging with you. Because, who was it? Flo has an absolute tap-in. We're 2-1 up. Perfect. Excuse me, poor start, but showing our dominance now. Avaladze, it's not Avaladze, it's Marvin Andrews. I was just telling you about how good this guy was in the air, and he scored a header on his debut. As I was saying, Moore, I'm really sorry about outside, guys. I hope you can hear me over it. It's basically what I'm going to say. So I'm going to bloody sneeze with the grass cutting as well. Moore has been predominantly starter. West came in after the Celtic game and things sort of changed a bit, so Moore and West have rotated, with Amoruso coming out for the odd rest after a certain amount of time. Lovenkrands with a decent effort. Flo hits the post. Got over goal a game in the league. But hitting the post here, no goals yet for Toriandre Flo. I didn't think I'd be playing him much, I will be honest, but he's forced his way in. And he's got an assist now for Iron Robin. And we now do look set to be on our way through towards the UEFA Cup. Whether that's another qualifying round, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the situation works at this stage. It's been a long time, since UEFA Cup, and we don't know how updated all the various competitions will be. But right now, we do look on our way towards the UEFA Cup. Please, lads, keep it going. We'll might even bring on Chris Burke for his debut as well. He's one of the young lads that I mentioned. Toriandre Flo has taken a knock. We do not need to rest Toriandre Flo. I'm going to bring Michael Moles on. The first game that Flo has not scored in, but I don't really care about that. He's done well. He's got himself an assist or 2 in this game. Been a nuisance. And I'd rather just not risk him. Amoruso with another free kick. Oh, it's not far away again. It's not far away again. I think we will look to make some other changes. So we'll bring on, I'm going to bring Rain on in the 10th, see how he does there. And we will bring Chris Burke on for Iron Robin. Just hand some debuts out, see how players are doing, get some young lads game experience and whatnot. Mold, Nerlinger, out to Lovenkrands. He's got a penalty. Amoruso will take it. Can't remember. I think I did set up penalty taker, so Amoruso must be the highest ranked player that we have on the pitch, because he's not in a hat trick. But that is the brace for the big Italian. Well in, boys. Well in. Who else can we bring on? I do believe we still have the 5 subs, so we'll bring on Stevie Hughes for Barry Ferguson, and I'm not bringing off Ammo. I was going to, but I'm not doing it. Bring on Ball for Newman. I think that makes some level of sense. That's all 5 subs done. It's resting players, it's getting people, the game time that they need, while not risking players that we don't have to risk. But Burke has been promoted to the first team, but he is playing for the reserves. My staff disagree with it, but I think we need squad depth on the wings in particular in the first team. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of money there because we've got young lads like Burke, like Ronaldo, Lovenkrands, all young lads, even Robin as well, so that I want to make sure that I'm giving all the game time I can to those guys. There's a couple of guys that I might sign on free transfers. They've managed to get another one back. next season that I've been looking at. One guy who I was a big fan of about this time. I don't think his career ever really developed into what it could have been. And obviously there'll be reasons for that I don't know, because he didn't play, I don't think, ever in Britain. I could be wrong. I seem to think he might have had a spell in England at one point. Either way, it's irrelevant. I'm still might sign him because he's a free transfer at the end of the season, but I'm not going to spend, I think they want £3 million for him just now. I'm not going to spend £3 million when I can wait for 12 months and get him for free. Reina with another decent free kick towards Morgan Andrews, who just couldn't get there in time, and we're looking like getting countered again. We concede so many goals to counter attack. I need to maybe just bring the defence back just a touch. It's another 2 late goals, 90 and 93. It's usually us scoring the late goals rather than the opposition, but that's not good. I'm just going to say well done, whatever, don't care, we're through. That's right, I triggered Messi's release clause. I was going to tell you that, of course. We do have Lokomotiva in the next round. Are they Russian? Croatian? Lokomotiva Zagreb. Okay. Yeah, there you go, Lokomotiva is there. Right, ignore me, I'm being daft. So we've got them in the next round. What is the route? So if we go, we've then got another round after this. I feel like this could be running off the Europa League sort of set. That's fine, you know, who cares. We'll do Lokomotiva next. No, we're not doing that next time, it's too close. We'll come back for the Celtic game or the final qualifying round, depending on what is next and which sort of order it comes in. It's another away tie at the far side of Eastern Europe. It's not ideal in terms of our travelling. We've got 4 games away in a row before we're next at home, including the one we've just done. Hungary, Edinburgh, Croatia, Perth, before we're at home. That's a lot of travelling for the boys. I'm going to end this episode here instead of going on a rant about away games. Thanks so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, smash the like and subscribe button. You know, we are through to the next round. Hopefully we can keep this scoring form and maybe plug that defensive issue up, figure out what's causing that. But thanks so much guys, much love, and I'll catch you all next time.